Lillian Durant. I'm a resident of LaForge Parish in Louisiana. I've lived on this farm my whole life. It's been in my family for generations, passed down like an heirloom, along with all the stories, the warnings, but I never believed them. Not really. Not until now. I should have known something was wrong when the animals started disappearing. A few chickens at first, and then the goats. And then there was always this smell. Coppery, thick, like old blood seeping into the wood. It clung to the house, to my clothes, to me. My cousin Beau came to live with me after my folks passed. He was always a little odd, quiet, kept to himself, but he was never cruel, never unkind. Just off. He was the one who noticed first. Coyotes, he told me, or maybe a bobcat. I wanted to believe him, but I started hearing something at night. Low, guttural breathing outside my window, long, dragging scratches against the wood, and sometimes, God help me, a voice. Never words, just sounds, wet and broken, like something trying to remember how to speak. Then came the cellar. Beau spent a lot of time down there, more than I'd ever seen before. He'd lock the door every time, keep the key on a chain around his neck. One night I followed him. I watched from the top of the stairs as he hauled something limp and struggling into the dark. A pig. It was still alive when he threw it down. The thing in the cellar screamed. Not like an animal, or a person even, but something in between. I didn't sleep that night. I wanted to confront him, but fear kept my mouth shut. The next evening he came back from town looking worse than I'd ever seen him. His eyes were sunken, skin grey with sweat. He tried to talk to me, but his voice kept breaking, throat working like he was choking on something unsaid. That's when I stole the key. The cellar door creaked open, the air thick with rot, and something worse. The floor was wet, blood, fresh and old, soaked into the dark, and then I saw it, chained to the wall, breathing heavy and slow, was something that used to be a man. Its limbs were too long, joints twisted at unnatural angles. Its skin was pale but streaked with dried blood, fur sprouting in patches along its arms and chest. And its eyes, Jesus, its eyes, they weren't human, burning gold, hungry, aware. Beau's voice came from behind me. You shouldn't be here. I turned, but I didn't get a chance to speak. The rougarou moved. One pull and the chain snapped like twine. Beau barely had time to scream before it was on him. Teeth, long, yellow, jagged, sank into his throat, tearing flesh, cracking bone. He thrashed, but it didn't matter. Blood hit the walls, warm and thick, spattering across my face. I should have run, I should have screamed, but I didn't. I just watched. It ripped him apart, not like an animal. No, animals kill to eat. There was something else, something personal. But then, just as suddenly as it began, it stopped. The rougarou turned to me. It was breathing hard, chest rising and falling in ragged shudders. We locked eyes, its golden, inhuman gaze meeting mine. And I knew. It could have killed me, but it didn't. Instead, it stepped back, nodded, a slow, deliberate movement, and then it left. I don't remember how long I sat there. I must have stayed on the floor for hours, staring at what was left of Beau, waiting for the terror to set in, but it never did, because I understood. The next morning I found them, bones arranged neatly on my doorstep, a gift, a message, a promise. It's been months now. I still live here. I don't see it, not really, but I know it's there. And every few weeks, I wake up to another offering. Blood on the doorsteps, feathers in the dirt, bones gleaming white under the moon. A reminder, a warning, or maybe a thank you. And I don't know which scares me more.
Of course. Werewolves, yeah. That totally makes sense. Wayne? Was that you?